beloved students, and welcome to English 1. My name is Mrs. Pahlow, and I will be your tour guide for the adventure that is basic grammar and composition. Now, before we get started, there are two things that you have to know about Mrs. Pahlow. First, I love Jesus. And second, I love teaching English. And I'm really sure that the second thing is because of the first thing. Now, wait a minute, Mrs. Pahlow. Are you telling me that God has something to do with grammar? Yes. Yes, I am. And I can prove it to you. Think about it. Think about a world without language. Where would humanity be without language? An orderly, precise way of communicating with one another. I mean, we'd have no way of sharing ideas about anything at all. No great scientific discoveries, no building skyscrapers, not even the ability to share with someone else how you really feel. But there's good news. We serve a God of beauty, a God of precision, a God of order. And language reflects all three of these traits. In fact, language is prime evidence of God's blessing to humanity. In fact, John even says it. In the beginning was the Word. Jesus is described as the message made flesh here on earth for us. So what this says is the more you learn how to use your words, the more you learn how to put sentences together and convey what you really think and convey the heart of God, lives get changed. That's why we study grammar. That's why we study English. Isn't that awesome? So how many of you are ready for a grand adventure? All right, let's jump right in. The first thing that you're going to see every single week when we begin is that we're going to introduce our vocabulary. Mrs. Pahlow loves vocabulary. The bigger the words, the better. But before we actually start to own a word, now owning a word means you're able to use it in conversation, you're able to use it in your writing and feel comfortable. The very first thing that you're going to have to do to own a word is to know how to pronounce it. You might think this is very simple, but I'll give you an example of how not knowing how to pronounce a word could backfire on you. Take a look at this word right here. Now, those of you who are great readers, do I have readers out there? You like to read? Now, those that are great readers have great vocabulary, so maybe you run across a word like this, and you go, oh, that's fabulous. I'm going to look it up and find out what it means. So you look up this word, and it means a small blunder, a little boo-boo. You go, oh, that is fabulous. I'm going to use that word at my next possible opportunity. Well, so then in conversation with your friend, you go, oh, you know, last week I committed the most embarrassing little foxpass in front of my grandmother. And your friend looks at you and goes, foxpass? What's a foxpass? So, question, how do you pronounce this word? Is it foxpass? No, it's French. You pronounce it faux pas. So, really, by mispronouncing the word faux pas, you have committed a faux pas. And we want to not have any of those in this class or beyond. So, the first thing we will do every single week when we introduce our vocabulary is I will say the words out loud to you. And then you will say them back to me right where you are. Say it out loud back to me to make sure that you will not commit a foxpass in the future. Are you with me? Some of you might be saying, but Mrs. Pahlow, I know how to pronounce all of those words. And you might. But there are 33 lists in this entire school year. And there might be one word, just one word, where you might put the emphasis on the wrong syllable. The emphasis on the wrong syllable. Wouldn't it be worth it to go through every single list just to make sure that you catch that one word? I think so. Look to your week 1 vocabulary words and say them after me. First word, squander.
Squander.
Nostalgic.
Nostalgic.
Integrity.
Integrity.
Oppressive.
Oppressive.
Audience.
Audience.
Accomplice.
Accomplice.
Ignorant.
Ignorant.
Disdainful.
disdainful,
Satisfied.
satisfied,
Now, I want you to use satisfied as an adjective on your vocab chart and your sentences this week. Next word, extremely.
extremely,
Stability.
stability,
And the last word, credible.
credible.
Excellent. Don't we feel good? So our first lesson in grammar is to learn about a very ignored, unrecognized part of speech called prepositions. Most English teachers go, prepositions? Isn't that what you learn at the end of the year when you got 2 weeks left and space to fill? Oh, no, no. This is genius. So we are going to learn what prepositions are for the betterment of the rest of your entire school year. So take a look at this sentence. The boy ran fast. Whew, that's really boring. How about this one? The boy in the red shirt ran fast. Hey, that gives a little bit more color in there, doesn't it? What about this? The boy ran fast across the field. See, now you know where he ran. See, these little groups of words are genius. We call these little guys prepositional phrases. Now, don't get scared by the word phrase. All a phrase is a group of words. So a prepositional phrase is just a group of words with a preposition at the beginning. No problem. So a prepositional phrase's job is to add life, to add color and meaning to our sentences. A beautiful job he does have. So let's take a look. For those of you who are mathematically minded and love a formula, here is the formula for a prepositional phrase. It is always going to start with a preposition, and we're going to go through a list of those here very soon. Now, following that preposition, there could be a few describing words. There could be an a, there could be a the, there could be an adjective giving a little bit of description to it, but those could be there or they could not be there. But a prepositional phrase always has to end with a noun. Now, if we don't have any experience with nouns, nouns are persons, places, things, and even ideas, abstract things that you can't really touch, but they're just as real as something you can. So a prepositional phrase begins with a preposition and always ends with a noun. So let's see if you can come up with some of these on your own. The boy ran fast around where? Could be around the playground, right? What about the boy ran fast toward? Who might he be running toward? Maybe his grandmother. Toward his grandmother would be the prepositional phrase. What about this? The boy ran fast like a what? Yeah, maybe a cheetah, something very fast. Like a cheetah is the prepositional phrase. How about the boy ran fast through where? The dark tunnel. Tunnel is your noun. Through the dark tunnel is the prepositional phrase. What about the boy ran fast down? Where did he run? Down the long hallway. Hallway is the noun. Down is your preposition. Down the long hallway is your prepositional phrase. Well, these are the ones that I came up with, but do you think you can come up with any on your own? Yes, the possibilities are truly endless.